I know that people say I'm a disciplinary person. I don't joke with the job. It is football that has made me what I am today.
Charles Akonnor has endured a mixed bag that the game presents, with his career spanning over 2 decades. He's very passionate about football.
In fact, at the beginning, I never thought, I would take it that serious. In my young age, when I was a coach player, youth football, Tema, it was fun, more fun, even in school, until I started getting to the national team, under 17, under 20. But I don't know, there is something in me that even if I'm going to be a tailor, with the attitude I have, I'll be very, very serious with it. I am a serious person. I don't joke with things. And so I am passionate about what I do. I love it. I can't see myself doing something different from what I do. Because from football, I don't know what else I will do. I cannot be a politician because I don't know. I cannot be a carpenter because I wouldn't know how to do it. I only know how to play football. And from that point of view, because I was coached, once I'm done with my career as a footballer, I think I have to give back to society. I have to give back to people. And me doing coaching not necessarily mean that I want to make money or whatever. It's my idea of giving back. You know, the likes of Coach Afrani, Coach Ade, Hebetado, Osam Dodo, they all helped us to get to where we were. You know, they brought us up. They taught us something about the game. You know, and thankfully we were able to listen to them, and out of that we made money. We were able to transform our lives and the lives of our families. You know, and so if I can do the same to the young generation, then I think I've been fruitful. You know, and that is why I do it, and I do it passionately. And even though I don't wait for anybody to give me money to go on attachment, I use my own money to go on attachment. I know that just to improve as a coach, just to improve as a person and as a coach, and to understand the game, understand it to the highest level, because I want to do this to the highest level. And so I don't wait for anybody. I do it when I have the means to do it, and I continue to do it. So yes, I have spent my time, I have spent my way, and I wouldn't want anybody to joke with it. Neither would I want the player to joke, or an administrator, or a club chairman, or whoever who is in charge. I wouldn't want to joke. I want us to be serious with it, because this can go a long way for us.
From the pressures of an on-field sporting personality, the retired ex-Ghana captain took up his coaching career while still actively playing in Germany.
Well, I had a friend, a playmate in Cologne, in my days when I was in Cologne, and he was not able to make it, so he became an agent. And whilst he was processing his documents and stuff to be a big-time agent, he called me. You know, we were very close. So he told me that he wanted to have an academy in Ghana. And I brought him down here, and we looked around. But when we started, there was no coach. And so I took over as a coach whilst I was playing active. And one of the days when he came, I was training, he said, CK, you can coach. You're from what I'm seeing, from what you're doing, you could be a good coach. And that is how it started. So he encouraged me. You know, I thought I was just doing something. No licenses, no idea about coaching, because I was still active playing. And when he said that, then I had it at the back of my mind. I think a year later I stopped. And so I decided to go into coaching. But I think I did my first license, which was B in Germany. And at that time, I couldn't do it. So I had to wait for another, I think a year or something. And I came down here, always tried to practice with the academy.
As Akonnor retires, he certainly does not want to join the people in the VIP stands at the stadium or a traveler going to see games. He wants to be in the dugout. Before he called it time on his career, CK Akonnor was presented with a fine opportunity to really pick his steps, which he gracefully did with his next target still in the football industry.
Whilst I was doing this academy thing, I do invite every now and then for encouragement for the boys. I invite my colleagues. Udate Lamte, I've invited him once. Sami Kufo also, who came to, train the boys and also words of encouragement. And one of the days, whilst we were doing that, Udate came, he went back, and then I think Wise were interested in him coaching the team. And he told him, no, CK would rather be the best person. So he called me and said, Udate, if that is the case, I cannot do it alone. Let's do it together. And that is how. So my first approach to start a major team was with 11 Wise, and it was with Udate, and I think it went well, basically mainly because of our style, but we were inexperienced as coaches, and we quickly learned from that point of view, and we continue to improve. With 11 Wise, I moved to Right to Dream Academy, also because I thought it wise to have a stint with this academy, how it's done. And from that point of view, I think I learned a lot. I had a chance of going to Man City for attachment whilst Mancini was there. It was a very good experience for me. And then in between that, I went for my license B in Germany. I did a course in Germany, and so I came back and then continued with a coaching career, then Right to Dream Academy. Then I had a chance of getting to, like I said, to go on attachment in Man City. And I came back, and I think it was very, very good. From there, I had a chance again to coach the great Hearts of Oak. Hearts of Oak, it was good, well, very good, but it's a team that said that they want results. At a point, and I was a young coach coming, and if they had been patient, probably things would have changed. And I think I took over in the middle of the season. We finished, and then I continued the following season, and there were challenges. And in that moment, I was asked to step down, which was unfortunate because I had good plans for the team, which I have given to Togbe, how I want to build the team and how things were to, and the players I even brought on board later on became the bigger guys for the team. The likes of Winfo Kobina, Ruben Gagne, Aqua, and Mensa. When I got there, they were people who were, upcoming players. So I had in mind, in a year or two, to put all these guys on top of the team. But the team has said that they want results, and they will not even give you the chance to work. And so, but I do understand. This game is full of surprises every now and then. And so, when I was asked to step down, it hurt, but I took that in good faith, and I didn't stop from there. I continued to learn, and I did a lot of attachment afterwards. I think I stayed away for almost 2 years before I joined Dreams. I went to Germany a couple of times. I was also in UK for attachment, and I did that a lot of times. And I think that also gave me an appetite to coach again. And so one day I was talking to a friend of Keto Kriku, who was a friend. He's in a, at that time, Dreams were in the second league, and I told him, look, let's do it. I will do it. I don't need anything. So basically, when we started from the second, it was nothing. I all they did was to try and fuel my car every now and then, but it wasn't with any salary, nothing. And thank God, with their support and everybody, we qualified that first year, that same moment, and it was good till we got again into the Premiership, which we did very well in our first season. Thank God again for the support they had, they gave me, and of course the idea in which I want to work. I was given a chance to work freely, and so it gave all of us an opportunity to work together, and also to bring out what we have in us. In terms of management, they did their best. In terms of technical team abilities and stuff, I also try as much as I can to do my best, and it went well till we had issues where we were again suspended because of certain issues, and then I had to leave to Obuasi. In fact, when I was going there, people thought I was crazy, because the team was very down. I think we were at the bottom when I went there with 8 points, and I had faith that I could change, because at that moment, at that peak of my career as a coach, I thought I have gained a lot of experience, and I could turn things around. But of course, I couldn't do that alone. Management were there, and the playing body. Of course, the supporters were also involved. So we mobilized everybody, sat everybody down to talk before I started the main job.
Akonnor had a short stint with Ashanti Gold after guiding the Miners from the bottom to second of the Ghana Premier League table. Akonnor was sacked from his post as head coach, a decision that shocked the Ghanaian football fraternity.
I was disappointed. Now, it's over. Simply because, if I had risked a lot to go there. I risked my career. I risked my life, because it got to a time I even felt sick, because of the thinking, the way, manner the team was good. Things were going for them. It was difficult, and even how we managed to sign some players. I went there, and my signing-on fee, which was given to me, I realized that there wasn't enough in the coffers, and so I gave back my signing-on fee. And I said, later, when you have the money, you can. I did a lot of sacrifice, but when I was doing all this, and those guys who took over were not there. So they also had different plan and different passion. So even though I can understand their point of view, in the same way, I felt being disrespected, and also they don't know what I've done, and they don't really care, and it's just a situation where you meet different personalities, and I think my style didn't really fit in for them, That is the main thing. It is more personal than the job, because I had issues with the champion myself, and of course, Achi is one of the guys who is working for champion, so he's been controlled, as to what to do, and so I don't really, at the beginning, yes, because you feel bad, and but it's okay. It's their style. They want to go their way. The team belongs to them. They've spent a lot of money, so I kind of understand, but it is not right. It is not proper, because you only sack coaches when the team is not performing well. That is the main thing, and the issue was more or less personal, and I feel that, like I said, the inability to separate issues is a major problem, not just in our football industry, but in this country. You don't have to be my friend to work together. If you're my friend, it's a bonus. So we have to try as much as we can to separate issues. So if you have misunderstanding with me personally, then it should not affect the job, and that is what happened.
Coaches are hired to be fired. That's the nature of the job, and CK is much aware of it. However, there is a problem facing coaches in Ghana.
Management everywhere try to control. Yes, they must have a say. I don't believe that they shouldn't talk. They should have a say. But as to day-to-day affairs of the team, where the responsibility of the coach is demanded, then therefore they must give the opportunity for the coach to work. When they try to influence, try to bring in their ideas of, then it becomes a problem. This is how I work. I work with you. Let's discuss it. You understand? Let's discuss it. Don't try to impose it on me. But let's discuss it. Once we discuss it, we'll have a solution. You understand me? And that is what I did with Dreams. There were times where I disagree with them. There were times where they disagree with me. But we were focused. Our main target was to do well. So even though we disagree and agree, we move on. We've not moved from the focus. Our target is still on course, so that we know exactly what we're doing. But when it comes an issue where somebody discuss, and I want this and I want that, then it becomes an issue, and that is where I have a problem, And majority of our coaches go through that, And when you do that, you take what they have from them, You look at coaches like Klopp and others; they are our playmates. Guardiola, Barcelona '92, they were all there. How come they are successful? How come they are successful and we are not? Of course, they also have challenges there. But at least they've been given the room to operate. They've been given the chance, opportunity to work. Michael Say was Klopp's playmate. They played together in the same team. I played against him, Klopp. And he was not seriously a good footballer. It's just a matter of that he was a player who was going off his career. They sacked the coach and said, take over. The rest is history. Because they supported him. We need that support here to be able to make it. Without that, it will be difficult for us. Now, you are not supporting us, but what we have in us, you are taking it away from us. And so you are sort of killing us, killing the ability to have that courage to do things. And that is where I have a problem. And I continue to stand on my grounds that this is the way it is. I'm not going to be a dictator. Let's dialogue. Let's talk. You understand me? Let's talk. Oh, I think this guy is good. Let's try him. Are you sure? Okay, let's do it. Then, because, this is my belief. Those who watch football, those who have not played football, you cannot rubbish them. You see, there's a saying that, coaching, you understand? Of course, they've been watching football for more than a decade. They cannot be deaf. They have something about football. And so you must listen to them. And some of the things they say make sense. You understand me? And so once I discuss with you, and before you know, I'm picking yours. And but the moment it becomes issue where feel this player, use this player, I want this player to play, then it's a problem for me. And that is where I think our coaches, our generational coaches, we have that issue. And some of them are getting weaker and weaker because they are not given the chance, and what they have in them is being also taken away.
As a footballer, Akonnor was explosive despite his slender stature. He scored cracking goals for both club and country with his powerful left foot.
It's all about training. When I was in Ghana, I used to go to the beach, and when people are running front, I will run backwards. And it builds your thigh. It gives you power to shoot. And that is what I've been doing. And so before I even left for Ghana, for Germany, I'm a good shooter of the ball. I can, and you only need to give directions. Once you give a good direction and you shoot very well, there's power behind you, score. It doesn't matter who is in goal. I've scored Oliver Kahn. At that time, it was the world best. Before you realize the ball is in, because there's always a saying, Afrani, Ade, Samdodu, and they taught us from the left hammer to the right, from the right hammer to the left. So you have that principle in your head. When you get to the area where you're about to shoot and you know where your angle you are, put it to the other angle. And I'm very good at doing that. And so before you know, it's in. Then you talk of free kicks. It was Ben Schuster. I don't know if you remember Ben Schuster. Ben Schuster was also once signed by Cologne. So I train with him every time. I train with him a lot of times. When the training is over, I'll stay there and I'll be doing the kicks. And I will challenge. He's very, very good. Even at his old age, I couldn't match him. Free kicks. And then all of a sudden, before I realized, I was good in free kicks. So when I come to Ghana, in Africa, our goalkeepers, and you don't do the wall very well. I also cheat a bit, when the referee whistle for a foul, I'll pick the ball. Once they've done the wall, then I'll move the ball from the wall. So there's a foul, they've done the wall, and then I'll come and pick the ball. Then I'll move just 2 steps. And this they don't know, I'm just telling you this today. So I move the ball away from the wall. The goalkeeper has done his wall, he's gone to his position. And it's just a matter of a bit of kick and direction, and he said, CK is good, but I was somehow cheating a bit.
Minutes to go. Charles Akonnor's brilliant 35-yard free kick brought Ghana level. A lesser team that...
I am a team player. I'm a team player, and I don't give up easily. I fight, I run a lot on the field of play. I mean, if statistics will tell you the kind of number of kilometers I ran on the field, you'll be shocked. But that is why I was liked by a lot of coaches that I went through. I run, I work a lot, and I'm a good shooter of the ball. So I'm at a point in time when there's difficulties, I can provide a situation where I'll solve the issue in terms of goal scoring. Maybe we need the goal so bad, and I'm very lucky within that. I either score early minutes or last minute when there's no hope. I was slim, and even Pele himself was surprised the way I shoot. He was really surprised, and myself sometimes I surprise myself, because I remember when in Germany we played Leeds pre-season training, and I'm telling you, I made an attempt to score a goal. From that, and from how far, I think the 35 yards away, the goalkeeper couldn't. And so I was like, hey, Charlie, dear Grana Odi, I shoot. I can shoot very well. Once I get a target, goodness, you the goalkeeper, you'll be in trouble.
Akonnor started his playing career with local sides Hearts Babies, a youth side in Tema, Ukwewu United, and then the Boise Goldfields, now Ashanti Gold, before making the move abroad.
My dad was the one who was more into football. He loved Hearts of Folk, and sometimes he would take me to the stadium to watch games. But my mother was not too much. But my father passed at the early stages of my life, and so I was left with one option. Even though I was going to school, my mother was struggling at that time. We were 6, and so I tried to play football, coach football. Out of that, I was okay. I was getting better and better, and so there wasn't. I wouldn't say there was much support. It's more or less to survive. We have to survive, and at a point in time, I was paying my own school fees through the coach Tema. I was playing Tema's Babies at that time. In fact, I started with Harbour City, and then moved to Hearts of Folk, Hearts Babies, it's called, and then from there I moved to Ukwewu United. So it was more of a struggle. I had to survive school and at the same time football, which was difficult. So there wasn't much support. People who rather helped me was people who I'm not related to. Well, there was one gentleman whom I still have contact with. When I was with Hearts Babies, he took me to Ukwewu United. He's a Ukwewu man, So every now and then he will call me, we'll meet up and have a chit chat. So he was the one who took me to Ukwewu United. He took me there, and I had to survive. And I remember very vividly, Afrani was the coach at that time. He looked at me. If you look at my physical presence, you'll be discouraged. He asked, "Can you play over to me?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Change yourself." Immediately in front of everybody, I took my clothes with my underwear and everything. I wore it, and I went on the field, and the rest was history. I was able to. There was a justified inclusion there, and I made it. He picked me to the under-20s. Me and Mijima, Karim Mijima, I don't know if you remember. He's also a friend who, even yesterday, was here. Who I still keep as a friend. We were the 2 youngest players, and we made it. And from there on, we progressed into the senior side. At that time, I think Anthony Boy was there, but he left to Germany that same year. So we moved on to the senior side, and then from the senior side, we started improving. Then a call up to the national team, under 17, under 20, and then all of a sudden, Akonnor is becoming a husband. And it is only by the grace of God that I was able to make it that far. Because honestly, if you look at me at that time, I'm in my 40s, but I was slim, very, very tiny, very, very small. And if you look at my physical presence, you'll be discouraged. You would think I would not be able to play. But based on my seriousness, again, I was a very serious person, and so I was able to make it.
Akonnor first came to Germany in 1993 along with friend and national teammate Samuel Osei-Kuffour.